All right, that's what it looks like. Now I just got to screw it in place, and then you can see I already got the extensions put on over here. Did that this morning, and put on the straps this morning. Put those rafters up, and now you can see what's going to happen is the poles are going to start on this side. We're going to lay on the drip edge, and I got to figure out the angle so that they lay flat on the top of that beam, and the flat surface on the top projects up parallel with the rafter. All right, before I took that down in the garage, I made a pattern, basically just getting the angle here so that I could hopefully put that pattern on here, which represents the roof, and this represents the horizontal surface. Now I'm going to try to put this up there and get that piece that I just cut to sit on here. I don't know. We're gonna this is all, I'm just making it up as I go, because I've thought about what's gonna work, and the only way we're gonna find out is by actually trying something. So start the tractor up here, and we'll lift this up on top, and we'll see how it goes. This one is one of the 3 big ones. One on the other side is pretty big, and the ridge is big, and everything else after that is pretty small. But what now I have to do now is go up there with a PV and roll it over, because that plane surface has actually got to be parallel with the rafters. So let me go give that a try. All right, this is going to be an ongoing process, but I need to do some more trimming up there, because I want to push and I have to cut the feather end of the rafter back so I can push this back towards the center of the building. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be handsaw work up there, but I'm gonna leave the tractor here. Hopefully it doesn't fall on me. That would be bad. All right, off camera I did some more. I had to take it back down and do some more trimming, and create that flat spot on that end as well. And we're gonna try it one more time. I'm gonna put it back up and see how it fits. All right, I think that it needs to go that way a little bit, but it seems to be laying a lot better on the underside. And I need to go up with a tape measure and measure what's going on, but I don't think that's coming back down. I think we're gonna leave it there. I still don't know how I'm gonna bolt it in place. I really wanna run through bolts all the way through, but I don't think I have a drill bit long enough. I don't know. I'm gonna just get it in place for now and see what happens. So, wow, first log up there. All right, I got it bolted on both ends. So that wall is now completely, that thing is in place and hopefully is never ever coming out. It's a long process. I had to put it up twice, but I think I'm going to do the other side or get started on it. After these, the next 3 on each side are easy. They're already pre-cut. They're just going to lay up there. I may have to shim them up a little bit, and then they just get bolted in place. All right, that one is much closer. Just got to slide it that way a little bit. And I'll go check I think I'm gonna have to take it back down to not do that notch. That's how I did that one. I took it down once. So I'll do a bunch of measuring, take that back down, and then put it back up and drill it in place. All right, I got the 2 big poles on the drip edge, and those took some time. So the 3 intermediate ones on either side, besides a little bit of shimming, they should just go up, and I'm going to put them up there with the excavator and drill and bolt those things in place. Now that vent is all tied in, they're all bolted together, and Though you may huff and puff, I don't think you're gonna blow it down. It's a pretty hefty structure. Anyways, I think it looks pretty good. I'm very pleased. I think it's gonna look amazing. We get all the poles up there, and there's gonna be plenty of room in here to work. So I thought I gave myself a week to get the building up, and today is the 7th day, and I didn't quite make my goal. So I'm thinking another day, which is not too bad. I hadn't planned on getting those rafters up or the sheathing on. I just wanted to get the heavy stuff done in a week. So I'm pretty much on my schedule, because pretty soon I got to go back to work, and enough of this playing around here. All right, it's the end of the day. I'm going in. I'm done. All right, good morning. It's gonna be 80 today. I figured I'd try to get started as early as I can. So I got the 6 rafters sorted, 3 in this side, 3 in the other, and that's based on the height from these numbers. Here are the height from the rafters to the top of that plane. I'm trying to get these sorted so that they're kind of close. See, these are 8.5. This is 8 5/8. So I'll have to add a 1/2 inch here and 1/8 of an inch there. And at the other end, it's 7 3/4. And so these will have to add 3/4 inch piece and 1 3/4 inch. All right, let's try this again now that the battery is not dead. So I measured stuff, and I went into the shop and planed up and ripped up some filler strips. So each of these filler strips makes up the thickness of that end. So this end here needs to be 8 5/8. So I had to add pieces on there. All of these pieces are dictated by the ones already installed. And you can see I had to add pieces down. I'll have to add pieces there. And this one was really thin, so I'm gonna have to add that. And I don't know how else to do it. The other option would be notch into the rafters. I'm not gonna compromise the rafters. And then this one here needed to be 9 inches. So I'm gonna have to cut with the chainsaw, cut off a 1/2 inch, bring that to 9. There's just a few that are really off. This one here is really little. I'm just having to deal with what I have on hand. I'm not going to go get more. I'm going to use what we got. All right, that top one needs to go that way a couple of inches. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close to being flat, which is unbelievable actually. I am just going to trim all these off even at the end. I think it looks amazing. Let's see what it looks like inside. Getting blinded in here. The spacing is pretty good. That was one of the things I tried to get even. The ridge pole I can't do the way I've been doing. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to grab it with the thumb and the bucket, and that'll give me hopefully enough reach to put it up there, because I don't quite have enough reach the way I've been strapping them. But I'm going to slide this one back, and then I'm going to go take a break since I think I deserve one, and then we'll do that side, which should take an hour. And then it's figure out how to cut the ridge. I'll put that on the sawmill, cut it and put that up, and by the end of hopefully this morning we'll have all of the big heavy stuff done, which is unbelievable. So all right, stick around. All right, I am pretty happy with how they line up. They're not perfect, but they're close enough. I put these boards on here and at the other end because I need to figure out this angle to cut. That's the ridge over there. I have a flat surface on one of them, but I need to set it on the sawhorse and get this angle, make this second cut, and once that's done I can measure down, and I actually got to plane this is not flat. Gotta flatten this out, and then I can, like I did these, cut 12 inches back on either spot. And then I think what I did with this one is I actually grabbed it with the teeth and the I grabbed it with the teeth so that it because the chain just wasn't going to work. I was set down too low, and so the ridge is too high, so I'll grab it with the thumb and the teeth. Even if I leave a few marks on it, I'll be able to get it up on here. Once it's up on here, I can move it around if I have to. Anybody who's thinking about doing timber frame stuff and is young, I would recommend they invest in a crane. I'm too old to do that now, but in hindsight, a crane would have made my life easier for every project. Not a lull, an actual crane. So, but I'm dealing with what I got, but that's my little piece of wisdom for today. If you're young and you're into this stuff, invest in a crane. You won't regret it. All right, here is a look from up top. I got the ridge all in. It was a little thinking, but not too bad. Sawmill worked good. It's pretty flat. It's not perfect, but I am thrilled. Eventually I'm gonna trim the ends of these so they're all even. I don't know. Last thing to do today is I gotta bolt these to the rafters. Anyway, let me give you a look at what it looks like downstairs. So I wanted to do this, get all this heavy stuff done in 7 days, and it's taken me 7.5 days. So I'm pretty happy with the way things went. I think it looks awesome. This is going to be, you know, more than enough room to get, you know, to use the mill. Actually, that ridge, which was 24 feet long, I was able to drive in here with the tractor and place it in here. So that's a good sign I can get long stuff in in here without any big deal. Let's take a look at it from outside. I think it's going to look pretty cool too. Of course, the ends are all going to get trimmed off. I think it looks amazing. Excavator, it just keeps doing amazing things for me. So yeah, it's that's pretty cool. All right, I got started putting up some boards. 8-footers are, I think, are a little short, so I'm finding some 10s. I'll put them up there, but I'll show you what I got started on this morning. Actually, if you see, I went and through bolted all of the poles to that rafter, and that ridge pole I bolted to that ridge. So that end of the ridge, I have no idea how I'm going to attach it. I don't know. Anyways, let's go upstairs and I'll show you what I've got going on. There's just no good place to put the camera up here, so, and it's mid 80s. It's really too warm. So what I did was I picked 2 straight boards and I nailed them on, and I used them as the straight edge. Took the chainsaw and trimmed off the ends of these poles here, because what I want to do now is, now that the bottom of the roof deck is established, I want to get a 2x6, screw it in here temporarily, figure out how high I have to build this little stub wall to sit on top of this. I knew that was going to happen all along. I'm going to have to do the same thing. I have to build 3 of them, one there, one here, and one down there. But the first step is to establish those heights, and that's screwing a 2x6 on here and going from there. So all right, I think this is a pretty good view of the building. I'll show you what I got done this morning. Last night I scavenged for 2x6 rafters. I don't think I have enough. They need to be 10-footers. I got all kinds of 8s, no 10s. Not many 10s. This morning I put up those short knee walls or stub walls, or whatever you want to call them. And last night these two here 2x6s are the patterns, and they're actually different. You know, in a normal building, pattern would fit equally on both sides, but the thing about this building is that ridge pole is actually what determined the center. I had to make sure that when I sighted down the roof on either side, that the ridge that I had sawn was even. Of course, that threw the whole thing off an inch that way. I don't think it's going to make any difference. So these rafters are a little bit longer than those rafters, so I have 2 different patterns. All right, I got all the rafters up, and I think it's lunchtime. I got one with a hole in it, but you know what? This will be plenty good enough. So after lunch, I'm going to start putting boards up, and we're getting closer to having the sawmill actually covered up. All right, it's the end of another hot day, and tomorrow I'll be able to get the sheathing on that side and maybe even roofing on that. And then for the first time in a very long time, the head saw will be covered with a roof. So I think by the end of tomorrow, I'll be in good shape to leave this project and go on to another one. So All right, that's it for this part of the roof. These boards were actually trees that were growing in this spot that cut down, sawn up, so they didn't move far from where they were growing. I got a red line snapped, ready to put on some ice and water shield. I have 2 partial rolls, but I don't know if it's enough to cover this. But it's too hot to do that now. So I think that this is the end of this video. Maybe tonight, when the sun goes down, I'll try to get this ice and water shield on. But let me go downstairs and we'll do the final ending. See ya. All right, that's going to be the end of this video series. I'm not going to show you the roofing because that's just putting up some scrap roofing that I've got hanging around, and I don't have enough to do the whole thing. The object is to really get the front third with a roof on it for now, and now I have to go on to other projects. So when I started videoing, I started videoing the house build, and really did it to just document us building our house. And we thought we'd try to put it online so that friends could keep up to date as what we were doing, and it kind of just happened. It just happened. And then channel grew a little, and I thought, oh, if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll monetize, and maybe we'll get a few pennies out of it or something. And we got to 1,000 subscribers. That was like unbelievable. I couldn't believe 1,000 people really wanted to watch these videos. But over, what is it? I think this is like 200 videos I put out. I've made a total of $200. So it's not really worth it, $1 per video for the amount of time that goes into these things. Now, I'm not sure, there must be some magical thing to get past to deal with the algorithm, or maybe I had to go on Facebook and all the other stuff, and I just don't have time to do any of that stuff or any interest. So that's kind of why I'm kind of just burnt out. I thought I'd get something out of it, but maybe that was me just being over optimistic. I think that's actually going to be, I am going to take a break from videoing, and this might be it. It just takes time, and I'm just kind of burnt out with videoing. As you can see, I didn't film very much. And anyway, all the people that have subscribed and left comments and watched all the videos, I want to thank you for doing that. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future, but for now I have to, I'm just so bogged down with work that filming and editing just take up, you guys have no idea, and I don't even do fancy videos, so it takes a lot of time, and my time right now is very precious. So I'm going to take a break from videoing and publishing stuff. All right. Thanks again for everybody for watching this video. If you made it to the end, congratulations. I almost checked off another project that's going on here at the farm. So thanks again.